They say modern wars won't just be fought with weapons, they'll be fought with resources. And today, the front lines aren't oil fields or tech patents. They're rare earths, the 17 little-known metals that power your smartphones, electric vehicles, wind turbines, and even fighter jets. And right now, America is waking up to a truth it's ignored for far too long. China controls the rare earth game, but that might be changing fast. Welcome back to the Money Blueprint, the channel where we turn headlines into insights and global deals into personal strategy. Today, we're diving deep into what might be one of the most underreported yet globally crucial deals of 2025, the rare earth agreement between Donald Trump and China. So here's what went down. Trump announced a new trade agreement that temporarily ends the tariff standoff with China. But this one's different, because at the center of it isn't soybeans or steel, it's rare earths and neodymium magnets. These are the core materials that power modern tech, and China has a near monopoly. In this new deal, China has agreed to supply these materials up front, even before the final terms of the agreement are inked. That's not just unusual, it's a sign that both sides know the stakes. Now let's zoom out for a second. Rare earths aren't rare because they're hard to find, they're rare because they're hard to process. China figured that out decades ago and subsidized the entire supply chain, from mining to refining to export control. Meanwhile, the US let its domestic production collapse. Today, nearly 85% of global rare earth processing happens in China. And that means every iPhone chip, every Tesla motor, and every F-35 fighter jet is connected, at least partly, to Beijing. This new deal is a short-term lifeline. But let's be clear, it's also a wake-up call. Because while this agreement gives US manufacturers a breather, it doesn't solve the deeper issue, dependence. And that brings us to the real question. What does this mean for you? Well, the geopolitical risk is obvious. If tensions flare again, China could restrict exports overnight, and the entire Western tech and defense sector could grind to a halt. That's why this deal matters not just to diplomats, but to investors. The good news? Where there's disruption, there's also opportunity. The US is already ramping up domestic production through companies like MP Materials, which operates the Mountain Pass mine in California, one of the only rare earth sites in North America. Meanwhile, Australia and Canada are increasing exploration, and the Pentagon is even funding rare earth projects through the Defense Production Act. And let's not forget, this isn't just about mining. It's about control. Countries are now fighting over supply chains, not just supply. That's why private equity, defense tech, and even advanced recycling firms are attracting billions in new capital. If you're paying attention, this is where smart money is going. But what's next? That depends on whether the US treats this moment as a band-aid or a blueprint. Because if we slip back into dependence, we're just waiting for the next crisis. But if we invest now, in domestic sourcing, in new technologies, and in strategic partnerships, we can actually flip the script. That, my friend, is what this channel is all about. Looking past the hype, reading between the lines, and helping you position yourself for what's really coming. So if this video gave you a new perspective, smash that like button and subscribe to the Money Blueprint. We're not just watching the headlines, we're building strategies from them. Weekly videos, smart breakdowns, no hype, all signal. Until next time, keep learning, keep investing, and stay sharp. This is the Money Blueprint, and this is how smart money thinks.